Hi, I'm Mark Monlux, and this is my Friday night movie recommendation. So, we're going to go back in time to 1991. So, some of the things that happened in 1991, let's see. The Montel Williams show started on TV. Um, oh, Desert Storm was launched. And Brian Adams' Everything I Do for You was on the Billboard Top 100. Let's see, Exxon the, um, settled to pay $1 billion in cleanup from the Valdez spilling oil against Alaska's beautiful coastline. And oddly enough, there was a study done about, well, even though postal employees make up less than 1% of the U.S. population, this is in 1991, mind you, uh, the number of postal employees compared to the average person that went nuts and started shooting or stabbing or going on a rampage was a little greater than the average Joe, thus giving started to the phrase going postal. Um, but that aside, let's talk about the movie I'm going to recommend today. It's called Eve of Destruction. So some of you guys are going to say, what? Eve of Destruction? You picked that basic premise? The U.S. military decides it would be a good idea to design robots for the military, and these robots would look like people and walk past enemy lines and then blow up the nuclear bombs that are inside themselves. So, what a lovely premise for a movie. Anyway, that's the program. And as you can possibly imagine, things go wrong. And Gregory Hines is brought in. Yes, the late great Gregory Hines, dancer extraordinaire, plays the lead role in this movie. Some other people were considered but had to drop out to do other films, so we end up with Gregory Hines as an action hero, which I kind of enjoyed. Anyway, he usually hunts terrorists. Now he's hunting an android. Lots of fun. One of the things I like about movies like this, they're not taking themselves too serious. It's meant to be loose entertainment. I like the premise. I thought they had fun with the premise. I think they did okay. It's you know, why is this woman acting a little strange? Well, she's an android. That's why. So, but another thing I like about this type of films is that they hide little Easter eggs. Like maybe I've mentioned the Wendell scream. The Wendell scream uh, is this scream that's used as an audio track whenever in a lot of films when someone dies. It was first used ages ago when this guy was being eaten by an alligator in this one Western film. And the actor's name was Wendell. And so it just got to be a trope amongst movie producers that, oh, here's this lovely high pitched scream, we'll use it. And people just start putting it into films. Another thing to look for are phone numbers that start with 555. There is no phone number that start with 555, but so it's relatively safe to use a phone number that has 555 at the beginning of it. What you can find in this film, and keep an eye out for it, this is hardly a spoiler. You'll see this in lots of other films and even TV shows. Um, is a license plate number 2GAT123. I don't know why that number. Maybe someone can tell me in the doobly doo down below. But yeah, look for that license plate number. It pops up repeatedly. So I saw this film when it came out in the theater, and I loved it. The crowd that I saw it with in the theater loved it. The person I went to see it with, we had a good time. Not the best time, but hey, it was a fun time going out to the movies. We enjoyed ourselves. But sadly, this thing flopped at the box office. Or rather, it didn't do well internationally because when the company in charge of releasing it saw how poorly it did in US, they didn't even bother to try to do it in the theaters in other countries, which was, I think, a poor decision. Even though it was released in other countries, but it really went to um, video pretty much very very quickly, like within months after it's released, it was in video. And as we all know, anything in the 80s and 90s that was in video went into rotation. So that's where some of you might have seen this, is from back in the day. And if you haven't seen it, you can watch it now on Tubi, which is a free streaming service. You might be stuck watching some commercials. But just for some fun, stupid sci-fi, watch Gregory Hines. And oh, another thing I should mention. The actress, I'm not going to say her name because it's foreign. I think it's Norwegian, and I'll probably mangle it. But even though Gregory Hines, who was on all the posters in the US because he's a fairly well-known actor, when they did the posters in other countries and the marketing there, he wasn't on the cover. They used her instead because she's got this wonderful red jacket she wears and this short skirt, and she's holding a machine gun. And who wouldn't want to see that on the cover? But they thought that would sell more than Gregory Hines. Again, not really doing much to boost Gregory Hines here. I'm saying the word Gregory Hines because I think he's underappreciated as an actor. Well, maybe in this film. But have fun watching my recommendation this week, Eve of Destruction. Now, if you like this video and other movie recommendations, come back and look for another one next week, or look at some of my other ones. I've done quite a number of them so far. I usually put a link in the doobly-doo if you're on YouTube of a trailer down below. You can also catch me on TikTok, and I enjoy doing unboxing videos and taste testing new products. So please give me a follow, give me a like. I'm trying to build up my audience. Not making a dime off of these things. Just really love movies and telling you guys, what to watch tonight. See you next week.